Hi, and happy Word Wednesday. I am here to talk about not a specific word, but a particular type of usage that jumped out at me this week when I was watching coverage of the Iowa caucuses. As you know, things did not go as expected on Monday night, and I saw a TV reporter, in reporting out like what he knows, which wasn't much, say, "We are efforting more information." What? How do you effort information? Like, what is that? I'll tell you what it is. It's verbing of nouns. See what I did there? This has been happening a lot, and it particularly happens in corporate culture, but it's been happening everywhere. And this is turning nouns into verbs. So a noun is a person, place, or thing. A verb is an action. And rather than using an existing verb that means what you're trying to say, you use a noun instead. And then it becomes very muddled and confusing. So what is effort? I guess I can figure out from context that efforting information means we're trying to get more information. Why can't you say that? We're doing what we can to get information. We're digging to get information. We are asking more questions. We are waiting for responses to our questions. We're waiting for more information. I guess efforting, like newspaper reporters spend a lot of time standing around waiting for people to be available. So I guess you don't want to come across as doing nothing. So efforting, but okay. So that is a glaring offender. But there are a couple others that I just sat here thinking about that are used frequently that could be more specific and could be more clear. For instance, action. This is another one like impact that I think is used all the time because we want to feel like we are doing something and not just, typing. So, people sit in a meeting and like, let's action this plan. What does that mean? Implement, execute, whatever. Those are more specific verbs, but you can be even more specific. For instance, like action, like what do you mean? Okay, well, let's set up that meeting. Let's call her and find out what we need to know. Let's, whatever it is, you can be more specific. But if you tell me that you want me to action something, I have to think through and figure out what it is that you want me to do. If you are specific, then that is clear and I will do what you want me to do, right? That is the best way to be effective in communicating and to get your point across is to use the words that you mean. Now, there's a third one that when I crowdsourced a while back for words that bug people, there's a third one that came up several times, and it's the word leverage, which is a noun and is often used as a verb. We're going to leverage our abilities to whatever. Or, I don't know, when I hear that, I always think like you're going to try to put someone else at a disadvantage. Like I'm going to use what I know about you as leverage against you. That is what you usually hear is the word leverage. Either that or using leverage, like a crowbar with leverage to get a manhole cover off. Okay. You don't leverage the crowbar, use the crowbar as leverage, right? So in that case, you can say like, we are going to, use our skills. We're going to, show that we are better or whatever. I'm struggling to come up with a good example. But leverage is one that while it has become very commonly used, it's almost overused and it can cause people to have negative associations with that. Also because of the way that it is used in common usage outside of the business world as, a way to coerce people to do something that you want them to do. So think about these things, but especially like if you are using a word that is normally a noun and you're trying to turn it into a verb, into an action word, think about what existing verb might work just as well in that case. For instance, let's go back to our original example. If you are looking for information, you don't effort it. You dig for it, we're asking more questions, we're looking for more information, like all of those sorts of things, those verbs already exist and they will do a much better job at communicating what it is that you have to say than trying to turn one word into something else. Okay? Thanks very much. I hope you have a great week.